What up? Episode 28, Ashes and Ashes. I'm Jay and that's Al. Why am I saying that? Because we're filming from Dust. Review. Here it is for you. Dr. Seuss in it again. Context of this game, you are the wind. You're like the spirit of these
You're the spirit of the earth.
I guess. You're like this spirit that these little tribal people awaken and they worship you, and you have the ability to grab land and water and lava and land lava. You have the ability to grab elements
Trees.
and move them from point A to point B, and it's pretty sweet. And basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to repopulate the world with these people, but in order to do that you got to tame the elements, you got to stop lava flows and recreate the land in your image, basically so that these people don't die. Here's a great example of a level. You got a volcano across this basin. People are by the basin, and they got their shrine set up. So if water comes into their shrine, they play their drums and the water ebbs around their town. So that town's good. But the cliff face that's facing the town is all busted away, right? And every so many minutes, this huge tidal wave comes in and rips over, and just the whole land gets rushed in water. So you gotta, do something about that by repairing that crushed up cliff face. What you do, you go grab a bunch of lava and sprinkle it on the cliff face. It cools down. You keep stacking it until boom.
Comes rock.
Yep, you made a big wall to stop the tidal wave. That's kind of the gist of what you're doing. It's kind of puzzly, Another great example is, I think you remember this level with the desert, and you're like, oh, I need the desert to I need earth, but I also need water, because it's a complete barren desert. So I'm going to take this earth from here and bring it over here for these guys. There, now they can make vegetation, but I need water for vegetation. So I'll grab this earth. You grab that earth. Oh, there's a water spring underneath it, and a water spring over here and here and here. Crap's flooding. I can't have this many springs. You need to make sure you open up the right springs, then ebb the flow of the water in certain areas.
And then some of them just start bursting up through the earth.
Because you don't have enough earth on it, so... and it varies. You have weird powers, like being able to, put out all fires for a certain amount of time, or turning all water into, a gelatin mass, so you can, do the old, parting of the sea bit to get people across, a gap or something. So you have that, or you have, infinity earth is one of the things, where you just have this ball of earth, and I love that. You turn it on and go,
drop it, and just keep dropping it
dump
until
it, yeah.
The time runs out.
So you can make pathways from point A to point B. You can just build up an area so that the water won't hit there. That type of stuff. And there's little memories you need to collect, which are basically things that'll give you hints on how to use different things. Then they incorporate different types of plants, like fire trees and the bomb plants. And it starts up pretty easy.
Bushes.
Yeah, it starts up pretty easy with oh, you got this basin that has infinity dirt. Get these people from point A to point B. To there's a tidal wave and a huge volcano, and they go off simultaneously, and no starting place is the best, so type of thing.
I think some of the levels get really tricky, where you gotta constantly be going back and forth through the level, because you only see a little bit, and all of a sudden you hear people screaming over there, and there's a flood going through their city, because you were trying to make sure that this volcano didn't pour into that same spot. But so it gets a little tricky sometimes,
Or and if you got a priest running out to grab an anti-fire shrine where there's going to be no fire, well, you got to protect his behind, because if you don't make it back, the fire's going to kill the whole village. So you're kind of screw the whole village, I just got to help this guy. If he can make it back, they'll be fine, type of thing.
Right.
So this game's really a different idea. I like it. It's a god game. If you beat the story, there's challenges mode for everything. The achievements are fun, but again, it's a puzzle game. It's a little bit frustrating, and it gets a little repetitive by the time you get to the end of the game.
It's not real quick. Most of the levels you don't just beat them real quick.
Right.
I mean, there's only, I think, 10 or 12, maybe 15.
We're probably around 15 or 14 levels.
Yeah, but I mean, each one takes anywhere from 20 minutes to 45 hours. because you gotta sit there and move this one thing sometimes.
Right, and I've beat 2 levels, and then we got this level, new thing they added, no idea what to do, so I just put the game down and come back later. It's one of those types of things. So, not for everybody. It's an arcade game, so instead of out of 10, out of 5, 4 out of 5 for From Dust. We also got Bastion coming up, Deus Ex Machina or whatever the Death Ex Venom, how you pronounce that. New subscribers, also go subscribe to everything scrolling underneath me. And if you want your episode name, type anything underneath for the episode name. There's 2 coming at me. The Snows of Fashion is the next episode. We're going to be reviewing Bastion. And last but not least, what does this say? Contest time! It's contest time. In the past, we used to have random images and whatnot. I ain't doing that no more. I'm going to make this really easy for you.
Nobody wants to do that, so...
So this is super easy. All you got to do, you have until September 18th to get your name under this video. All you need to do is type in I want it, and you got to be a subscriber to the Show for Gamers. That's it. If you're a subscriber to the Show for Gamers, underneath here, click I want it. Here's what you can win. Basically, Gears of War 3 is coming. We're going to give away a copy of the game, Gears of War 3, and whoever wins that prize is going to get another secret little prize with that. So, if you want it, click in I want it right underneath here in the comments, alright? Hey, maybe you don't like Gears of War. It don't matter. This is a mint copy, unopened, coming to you.
Non-open.
You go trade it in for a game you do want.
Brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
Sell it on
Maybe
eBay.
you really want it, and you're like, but I don't got no money to get Gears. I'll get it for you. You could win it.
You win it right now.
So, underneath this episode, you have until the 18th of September to click an I want it. Okay, if you want to win Gears of War 3, I want it. Watch the behind the scenes for even more info on other stuff and a movie review. Next week is Bastion. I love you all.